What is go shit? Oh, what is going on, everybody? Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm scared by what's going on, but it is the spooky season, folks. That it is. That it is. I am Boxman. Welcome to Wrestling Outlet, and across from me is that man in the Bears hat, the Bears.
Voice of Generations, Mark Whalberg. 8 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
Oh, my kids are so excited. So excited.
Brother, I'm so
8 more
excited.
days. Is Halloween on a? Oh my God, Halloween's on a
Friday.
Friday. Hell yeah,
Gonna be drunk, horny teens everywhere, brother, man.
yeah. I might be a drunk 50-year-old man, but that's about it.
Hmm. I mean, you
Well,
can be
I'm
anything you want on Halloween. That's how it goes.
still doing good. Haven't had a drink since last week, so I'm doing all right.
Right on.
Even after Yamboree, I'm doing good.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Went to Yamboree. My daughter is crazier than last year. She rides anything and everything. She will go on the Gravitron. She will go on the outside spinny ride.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't crazy about the pirate ship,
Mm-hmm.
but we also had to wait for the guy in front of us to clean up puke because someone puked on the ride.
How do you
So
puke on the fucking pirate ship? Like of all rides.
I don't know, man, but someone did. I guess they had too much of something, and yeah, someone did get sick on the pirate ship. But we rode some crazy rides. There were a couple that they wouldn't let her ride that she was not happy about. But she's fucking crazy. But my middle son, Dylan, my 12-year-old, rode that one where it lifts you up in the air and then just drops you. Like
The drop
they all
tower?
have. What was it?
Drop tower? I mean, that's kind of. They all
Yeah,
have different names, but that's what it is
yeah.
as a like mechanism.
There you go. It was the drop tower. It wasn't a huge one, It still had to be on the back of a truck, but
Dude, that's the only one that I won't get on. Like, I'll ride any fucking roller. Like, I don't do the drop tower because there's been too many instances where large sized people, such as myself, have gotten on there and fucking fallen to their death. It's not happening.
fallen because that thing won't lock down very well, or just as soon as it takes off, it's just I know to hold on. I've ridden those before, and you grab that seat and just hold on for dear life. But my poor son had never ridden it before, and he was a little wobbly when he was walking up to the exit.
Of course, True North here says cheese man will ride anything. That's why he has so many kids.
Well, you do what you got to do.
True
As
North
long
will
as
be
he's
happy to know
riding,
that I'm keeping tradition going because we are having a conversation about porn sites being illegal. And I had mentioned to him that every time that he gets his rocks off, it costs him a lot of time and money. I don't think he necessarily got the reference because he said all it cost him is electrolytes. And I was like, well, I've heard different from reliable sources.
electrolytes. He's got a point. He's
Mm-hmm.
got a point. Fucking dogs. Anyway, it was a wild weekend. I could not make it on Saturday. I said last year I'm probably too old to be riding rides at 49. This year, this has to be my last year riding rides. I cannot fucking do it.
In relation to that, a couple days after my birthday, I went to Dollywood.
Mm,
They have like, I don't know, 5 or 6 like actual big size roller coasters and then a couple of different like amusement park style rides, scrambler,
mhm.
things like that. Anyways, normally never a problem. A couple days after my birthday, like I said, I went. Fucking ended up throwing my shoulder out for a couple days because of the rise. And I was like, man, this
Oh
is
man.
fucking sign of the lingering mortality. Like the last episode we did of Tits, I'm laying in bed the entire time, and it's just because that's the only angle that I could like be in where I wasn't in fucking excruciating pain.
I got you, man. I got you. But
It
yeah,
only I was good after like 2 days, but it fucking hurt like a motherfucker for a minute.
we were there for 5 hours, the first on Friday, and I swear to God, I could barely fucking walk. And I got the next. I was walking around like fucking 5 and 4 miles. When I got home, I was in so much. Oh, all I wanted to do was sleep in my bed. I feel back in the tub. Mm. It's
I'm
like,
not sure if that's a me problem or an everyone problem, but you also are submerged underwater.
oh, really?
There we go. We're good. We're good.
All right. I don't know why it happens at the beginning of the show and then it
You
doesn't
were saying
happen again.
you were saying your
But
back
no.
was hurting. You were feeling like you were walking like, and then it just.
Yeah, I was walking like Ozzy. I was shuffling around the house.
Well, if you're walking like Ozzy, that's a problem.
But I did take a not like
Either
Ozzy
for
used
you or for him, because
back in the back when he was on TV walking, shuffling across the house. I don't know why they have to do everything right when my show starts. It was so quiet for an hour and a half before this. No one was walking out of their fucking rooms. No one did shit. I start the show and look what happens. Everyone's coming out. I hear the microwave running. I hear 3 voices. Oh my God. Anyway, folks, I also said it was funny. I was just talking about that I had jumped into a bath right when you said I was underwater. So I'm like, oh, yep, yeah. You sure you didn't hear me there? Because I said I was in a bath. Anyway, you got me.
Splash. You were taking up. You have
Oh
to
my
ducky.
God. No. I just sat there in fucking pain with my knees and my back hurting. Oh my God. This Friday, I got my hot tub finally going. I need to I got to order a cover. With all the crazy weather out here, my cover is just ruined. Plus the animals were shitting all over it, which didn't fucking help. But I don't have those animals anymore, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. So you guys had some of those tornadoes or like whatever the fuck was going on Saturday, Friday?
Had a lot of wind in the past few days, but we do have rain coming up this weekend. I think it was over the weekend. Last weekend, we had a couple tornado warnings, but nothing bad out here. I mean, any rainstorm, I have a few tree limbs fall, no matter what. Just I have a lot of trees. Right. So I lose a limb pretty much every rainstorm. But that was about it. Just a couple of limbs falling down, and I usually just go out, cut them up, and add them to the good. We have tons of firewood for winter piles, so that's usually what ends up happening. But nothing crazy out here. But we are supposed to get some rain again this weekend, so I'll see what happens with that shit. But man, what a crazy fucking week it's been, Smark. A crazy week in wrestling it has been. We had WrestleDream. We had skewers under fingernails. That wasn't a problem. Fish tanks. Fish tanks were the whole problem of WrestleDream, and we will get to it as we go through here. But fish tanks were the problem. Not the fact that he ripped his nail off, not the fact that he chewed his nail off. No.
Oh, somebody please think of the children.
Fish tanks. We will get into it as we go. We're going to do our usual after the pay-per-view. We're going to jump into WrestleDream and tie whatever happened on Dynamite into that. So make that all quick. And then we will jump into some news, which we have some fun stuff to talk about tonight. I guess you could call it fun. We got some good stuff to talk about tonight. Mostly good stuff. We do have one unfortunate death that we'll get into, and we'll talk about that as we finish up this wonderful pay-per-view. Wasn't a very bad pay-per-view. Now, Smark, I know you didn't watch the pre-show.
Nah, you're damn right I didn't watch the pre-show.
And we're not going to talk about it. But what I did like, though, is that this show started with the last pre-show match, which was Jet Speed versus FTR, and it bled right into the beginning of the pay-per-view, which to me almost felt like a Sunday Night Heat. I don't know if you remember those days.
Yeah. Actually, I went to a pay-per-view or two. That you go early and you get to see the Sunday night heat and you actually get to see the fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah, you get to see like the beginning of it, and I mean, it was just I would always flip over to the pay per view anyway, but it felt old school. I liked it. I thought it was a really, I mean, he could have rushed that match, but I think this was a great way to start it. Um, and then
There
right
was
after
two
that
other
match,
matches too, and it was for
yeah,
free, so it wasn't like anybody really got dicked over. It was just like, free shit anyway.
yeah, yeah. You know what? If you want to find out who the fuck won, go ahead, buy the pay per view.
Or just use power of deduction because fucking it's jet speed. Jet speed never wins anyway. You know this one. Come on now, people.
Yeah, we knew. And then before the show, we had Tony Schiavone introduce. He called her Luth as his wife, but I guess, widow, right?
Yeah. I mean, semantics, I guess. At one
Okay.
point, she was his wife. Now she. I mean, it's usually impolite to be like, "Hey, your husband's dead."
I mean, it's been since 2002. It's not like something new.
Get
I mean,
over
it's
it
not.
already.
I mean, it's not like hey, I know you're still grieving, which I mean, in her own way, she grieves every day, but I know you're still in mourning. It's been since 2002, but I don't know. It was just weird. It was.
Set her
I
up
had
with
a,
Jim Ross. Like, you know who else is widowing?
Jim would be hitting on her. Don't do that. Jim would be hitting on old Charlie.
Look where I got the barbecue sauce.
Oh, come on, I'll slather you and you slather me, and it will do some slathering. Come on, slobber knocker, baby. Yeah, yeah.
Got some Carolina gold here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Some Oklahoma olive oil.
What if he
I
was
don't
just
know.
out here slinging dick? Like, according to what's her name, Missy Hyatt, like he was out here like laying it down, fucking crazy style.
He might have been. Who knows? Norab, my man, what is going on? Good to see you as usual.
All right,
All is
everything's well
well. Hoping
here.
all is well with you. Uh, Norab, I hope your first week back in your house was a good week.
Oh yeah.
I do. Oh, the new. Don't worry. We're yes, we will talk about Andrade and his cartel ties a little bit later when we get into that.
And by we, maybe just him. I don't fuck with the cartel.
Oh, you. Oh, no, 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 no. I would never say he's actually doing anything for the cartel. That would be wrong. Not that there is a cartel, and I know nothing about anything that I just said. Matter of fact, this pay per view was pretty damn good. Um, it's kicked off with a little singles match. Everyone was banned from ringside. Luckily, fans were not part of that. Everyone, because that was a very vague terminology, to say the least.
You remember they did that shit in TNA? I forget who it was. I think it was like Kurt Angle and Sting, or Kurt Angle and somebody. They had like a empty arena match at the end of the
Mhm,
pay per view, so they just
mhm.
made the fans that were already there leave, so they could have their fucking main event. It's just like it's so wild.
Get the fuck out! Holy shit, you're really doing it. Y'all should have just taped this. Oh, the
Get
WWE. Oh, WWE holding up his contract. Were you not here last week, Norab? Did you not hear us last week?
I
We
was
got
here,
more
but it might have just been late.
It might
Well,
have, but I mean, you know what? We'll talk about that when we get into the whole Samantha Irvin thing, because we're going to get into that too tonight. I have. It's been a good 3 weeks tomorrow. All right, Nora, I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad it's been
yeah,
good. I bet you've been sleeping, man. I would take a day off work just to sleep in my own bed all day.
hell yeah.
I'm like, I am. I think I'm. I think I was homesick. I think there's some asbestos left over from the construction.
Got a case of that yellow fever, huh? I'll be back with you later.
Yeah, I got a little bit of the I got to stay in my own fucking bed fever. So, but anyway, this was a Jamie Hayter versus Tekla. I liked this match. I did notice something about Tekla I had not noticed before. I guess it's because she hadn't had a real long, drawn out match. Um, she oversells a little bit when she's
Yeah.
selling. She does. She does. I believe she does. In my opinion, she does. She's a little too, and she's not as graceful as like a Dolph Ziggler oversell. Sometimes it looks a little cartoonish on her. So,
like Shawn Michaels overselling for Hogan to try to make him look foolish.
no, that was petty and pretty fucking funny. But
God bless him.
God bless him for doing
it.
It was funny. But no, I mean, just a little cartoonish in certain spots, like when she's taking, a bunch of chops or things like that. But I just find that every now and then, listen, I am not saying I like Tekla. I've liked what I've seen so far. Just, and yes, this was her first singles loss, as Norab is saying. Jamie Hayter did defeat her. Queen Aminata came down to congratulate her, which brought us to Dynamite, where they won a 4-way tag team match to earn the right to the first round opponent in the inaugural Smark AEW Women's World Tag Team Champion Tournament. And they picked none other than Sky Blue and Julia Hart.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of keeps the whole, they're the Triangle of Madness, I believe is their name.
Yes.
A nice triangle of scissoring, madness scissoring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that came from. Anyway, so that kind of keeps Tekla in the loop a little bit with those two being chosen. So I see this keeping going. I'm sure she'll interfere in a match or two. So we will see what happens there. But that was not bad. And there you go. That was that with Dynamite. Then we had the 500K match. This was Jurassic Express versus Young Bucks. Holy fuck. Great entrance for the Young Bucks, the broke Bucks. With all the finances, like they're checking their bank account, statement. And it was negative $37.
I spent way too much time because I was pausing it and I was reading everything and I was doing the math to make sure everything checked out. I have no idea why I cared that much about the accuracy of their entrance video, but that's what happened.
All checked out?
Mm-hmm.
All good?
According to Tennessee math at the very least.
All right, which means you use the calculator on your phone?
Well,
on your computer.
That's right.
There you go. Jurassic Express did win this match. They even tried to do a thing at the end where Jurassic Express and Luchasaurus tried to give the Young Bucks the money and try to, get a hug and make everything all better. It didn't go as planned. You had the Callis family come out there, which I was like, well, what the fuck? But they wanted to get theirs, so they did. Why would WWE want him? I believe he's probably talking about Andrade.
He is, yeah.
It's not about... All right, we'll take a break here from the pay-per-view. It's not about wanting him back, number one. And it's not about the fact that they are holding up his contract. Let me explain something. If he was supposed to be out 90 days and he went back after 60 days and was on television, keyword on television, if he had gone to some bumfuck indie event not televised, there would be no problem. This is called breach of contract. Okay, when you sign when you go, when you get hired, and you also most of the time sign when you leave. When you leave, you signed that you would not appear on television for 90 days. If he did that, and also two reasons. Number one, that. Number two, he was fired for wellness violations. Now, we don't know what those were. We don't even know if they were drugs. We really don't. I'm really sick of people jumping on this fucking drug addict. We don't know. He could have not turned in paperwork. He could have not gone to something. He could have not done a drug test. There's many things. But he was fired for cause. That is a legal term, for cause. So, if he was supposed to not be on TV after 90 days, he breached his contract. He knew it. He signed it. Fuck him. I'm sorry. I know that's really harsh, But you cannot put this on WWE. You put this on the person who breaches their contract. I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes. I'm not going to have much of a different thing when I talk about Samantha Irvin. Let me tell y'all something, folks. I am a 1099 employee. A few years ago, when I was working at a warehouse, the reason I was working in the warehouse is because I was under a non-compete. I couldn't work in sales, in packaging. I had a 1.5 year non-compete. So this happens in a lot of businesses. More than a lot in Texas, it's more become about NDAs. When you leave now, a lot of jobs just make you sign an NDA. You're not going to give our pricing. You're not going to give our customers, things like that. And that's in my business, folks. I'm not claiming anything else. But I am considered a general, an independent contractor. I mean, if I sign a contract and I breach that contract, there's consequences. My consequences were 1.5 years where I can't do what I like to do. So I got a job in a warehouse, kept my family fed for 1.5 years. I mean, 90 days. Would it have been so hard for him to fucking wait 30 more fucking days? No, it wouldn't have. No one would have known, cared. It wouldn't have mattered. But anyway, as a 1099 employee, I understand where this is all coming from. Sorry, Smark, I didn't mean to just kind of take over there.
No, you're good.
But just everyone needs to watch, really think about when they're blaming WWE, when they're blaming this one, when they're blaming everything else. The only blame is on the person who breached contract. And that's it. Now, that does not mean that he can't. We'll talk about this a little while with Andrade. That doesn't mean he can't still take this to court. He 100% can. And we'll get into that because he may. But he might not have to. We'll get into all that later. But anyway, 1099 NEC. What the fuck is that? No, I'm an independent contractor. I'm a 1099 employee, which means I can. If I sign a contract and I breach contract, when I quit my job at one of the phone companies I was working at, I breached contract, and I only had a month left on it. How's that? I had a month left when I did that. Actually, no. I had a month left on my last contract that I just got rid of. I had a week left on the other contract, and it still didn't matter to him. Anyway, veering off, and I did not mean to be harsh there, but you know what you're signing. You know what you're getting into. You do. Anyway, we did say Jurassic Express won that match. We told you what happened after the match. And on Dynamite, they declared they got their sights now set on those AEW World Tag Team Championships.
Says the Doomsday Device should have finished it. I agree with that.
It should have.
We all know that Demolition was a better tag team, but the Doomsday Device is a finisher that needs to be protected.
I don't know who this all you're talking about here.
I mean,
I don't know. Not me, because I am a fucking diehard Road Warriors.
Fuck yeah. Everybody.
Fuck yeah, those guys were the best. Those guys were the best. Truthfully, Norab, I believe it's non-employee compensation I get because I am technically not an employee, and I got to be honest with you, my wife does our taxes. I deal with the consequences when I quit jobs. She does our taxes. She uses TurboTax. And like I said, one year we got audited and they gave us $5,000 back. I was blown away. I'm like, we are dead. You have fucked up our taxes. What have you done? And we get a check for $5,000. I'm like, baby, you can do our taxes forever.
Way to fight stereotypes.
What? I'm certainly not. No, that's not a stereotype. That is letting the right person do the job she is good at. And my wife is very good at tax stuff, like spreadsheets. I have her do a lot of my spreadsheets because she is an Excel guru. So I definitely ask my wife to help me when I need help. And she doesn't mind. It doesn't work. She can help me out every now and then. Fuck.
Wow, I'm not getting involved in this one.
What?
I'm not doing marital disputes.
There's
I'll go back
no
to the
dispute.
legalese. I'll pretend to know about that.
There's no dispute. We don't really argue that much. We really don't. My kids have never heard us raise our voices to each other. Me and my wife don't do that. I'll raise my voice to my kids, but not to my wife. We don't do that. We don't do that. I just don't do that. But anyway, we had another match on this show, which was the Tornadoes Trios match. Y'all know, I'm not even going to say it again, but I do love me some Tornadoes matches. Now, this was going to be for the number one contender for the World Trios Championships. Or this was not, it was going to be. It was. Hurt Syndicate and were out there, and they were up against the Ops. It was I enjoyed this match. I really did. And actually, no. They were against The Demand. I apologize. I fucked that one up. They were against The Demand, which was the Ricochet and the other two guys. I forget their names right now. Bishop Khan and something.
Toa Leone.
Toa Leone. There you go. Toa Leone. That's it right there.
The lady from Wayne's World.
Right. Foxy lady. The Hurt Syndicate took that one, of course. I think that we both had the Hurt Syndicate to win this match. And they did. It was just, standard match. Beat the shit out of these guys for a while. MVP looked like he was having a lot more fun in the ring this time, doing the whole match. Rather than try to be the serious wrestler, he was more just kind of being a brawler, just like it's easier for him. The Ricochet theme. Oh, fuck. I
think it sounds vaguely like the X-Men theme song with that X-Men animated series. I like it. It's all right.
I didn't even notice it was a new theme. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's new per se. Just the standard one he uses, as far as I know, unless they've switched it up.
I have not paid attention to themes lately. I'm horrible lately. I don't know, man. I'm horrible.
Toa Leone, he says. It's the pronunciation.
Did we fuck up a pronunciation? I don't give a shit.
Anyway. He's either telling us it's the right way or making fun of how we said it. Either way.
Well,
I called him the woman from Wayne's World, so I can't say anything.
Toa Leone.
Mm-hmm.
But which one was she in? The first one?
I think it had to have been because I didn't see the second one.
Are you thinking Tia Carrera?
That's the joke, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the joke, a.k.a. Smart got the wrong name.
However you want to look at it, my friend.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to the first one. I'm going to the second one. I'm like, she's not in either one of those.
I don't know.
Like Kim Basinger is in the second one.
They all look the same to me. Box, how can you say that, man? That's fucked up.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Well, you didn't say me saying it.
Well, anyway, on Dynamite, Hurt Syndicate challenged and were defeated by the Ops for the World Trios Championship. So there you go. That happened on Dynamite, folks. New champs. No one gave a fuck. It didn't seem like. No one gave a fuck. No,
The Ops won, yeah.
Do what?
The Ops won.
The Ops won, yeah.
Yeah, so they were already the champs, so they just retained.
Oh, they retained. That's right. Oh, Jesus, no one cared.
That's how. I mean, the cool part was like Bobby Lashley hit that fucking like one-arm spine buster thing to Powerhouse Hobbs, and that was fucking crazy. Because I mean, it's one thing to get Ricochet up like that, but Hobbs is a big man.
Yeah, but yeah, so is fucking So it was, they both are. Bobby
Mhm.
vs. Joe. Bobby vs. Joe will be good. That will
For
be.
sure.
Let's see. Then we had the AEW TNT Championship match. Kyle Fletcher. Fletcher.
Mhm.
Fletcher.
That's his porn name.
Yeah, that's right. Kyle Fletcher. That's right. It is his porn name. It was him and Mark Briscoe. Really good match with Kyle Fletcher defeating him and keeping his title. I liked this match. It was really, really fun. The more I see Mark Briscoe on TV, the more I'm like, why did we wait so long? But anyway,
Well,
I know
unfortunately, we
why.
all
I know why. Blame his brother. I know.
Well, that whole thing was kind of shitty anyway. But you know,
It was ridiculous. I'm sorry. He whatever.
he atoned for his actions, but unfortunately, that was not good enough. And then he never got to be on TV. And then there was a whole tribute special.
Right.
It's like, well, if you would have put the man on TV in the first fucking place. But anyway.
And then I think Tony finally stood up to someone at the network and said, "Fuck you, I'm putting Mark on. He's got nothing to do with what his brother said or did or whatever you think he did." Yeah. So anyway, that Kyle Fletcher thing on he was on Dynamite. He was with Mark Briscoe declaring his desire for another championship opportunity. So Briscoe's probably going to get another shot at this. They're going to run this one back. I got no problem with it.
Yeah, me neither.
I think Briscoe needs to hold that title, though. I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think the TNT Championship is a good title for him to hold. I think we all can kind of be honest with each other here and say that he is not going to be an AEW champion, probably never. But I think a TNT Championship is something he could hold, even that international title or whatever they call it now, something he could hold.
Yeah.
I mean, probably never going to be AEW champion. You're not going to want. Unfortunately, you're just not going to want Mark Briscoe as the face of your company. But definitely could hold some gold and definitely could rise him up a little bit with some gold.
Right.
I would hope.
Yeah, I could see it.
I could too.
I mean, he's said that he obviously, understandably so, doesn't ever want to do a tag team again. But it seems like he doesn't mind trios, so maybe a trios belt along the way.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of why he's got all those guys with him. More than just one guy. It's just, I get it. Sid from Toy Story. Is that who Kyle Fletcher looks like?
That's what he was saying last week. Yeah, he's not wrong.
No, he's not. He's not. Then we had a couple of these women's matches, Mark. I was wrong with this one right here. We had the Women's World Championship match. I'm happy I was wrong. I'm actually very happy I was wrong.
I was unfortunately right.
Well, you were.
Because, well, not so much in the prediction of this match, but in so much as me saying, hey, you know who isn't on the card? And you know who is going to end up on the card? And I was like, that. Why did I put that out there in the universe?
Yep, you did it. But Chris Statlander did defeat Toni Storm, which wasn't a bad thing. Like I said, I'm glad I was wrong about that. I had a feeling this might not be a very long title run for Chris Statlander. I'm glad it's going to be longer than I thought it was going to be. I have no problems with it. But then we go to Dynamite and Statlander and Mercedes Moné had a little thing, because at the end of the match at the end of the Statlander Toni Storm match, we had the whole thing with Mercedes coming out. Next thing you know, it's Mercedes Moné versus Mina Shirakawa for winner takes all, and this is just for the AEW and ROH title she had. Anyway, luckily Mercedes won it back. Of course, she's not losing any titles yet. So there was those two, but on Dynamite, we had Chris Statlander confronting Mercedes Moné when she was having her little 12 belt Moné celebration. But there was an acceptance of the challenge for the AEW Women's World Championship at Full Gear. So there you go. We are gearing up for Full Gear, Smark, and we already have a women's championship match. Statlander and Mercedes Moné. If she gets 13, what the fuck?
No, it's this poor Chris. Sasha had to demean her.
This should be the one she doesn't get right now. This should be the
Yes.
one she doesn't get. There was a nice little brawl though with Puppet Monet, and
Well,
she got.
let us not forget that she also got out promoted by the puppet. I'm not even talking about Harley Cameron. I mean, literally, just the puppet is a better promo. That's unfortunate,
Dude,
considering the amount of money they're paying her.
Dude, I'm telling you, that Harley Cameron is so talented. Ventriloquism, singing. Obviously, can come up with shit on the fly. I was watching a thing when they were in Australia, and she was on the news, and literally was using a person to talk on the news, just joking around, and was literally just coming up with stuff off the cuff. She's incredibly talented, man. She's really going to be. She's gonna end up in WWE. And she's going to be there a long time.
Mayhaps.
She's going to be there a long time. And when that kind of character finally does go heel, she's going to be more amazing. I'm telling you now. She's going to be more amazing. I really think she's got a lot of fucking to offer a company like WWE. We will
not necessarily disagree, but at the same time, I feel like when you find somebody who's actually good at being a face naturally, you just kind of roll with that shit because it's hard to find ones that people actually get behind.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, they're doing what they're doing, trying to get Bailey back there, but you know, she doesn't want to. She's a little too old to be the hugger now, so I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
Do you think? Because speaking of cheese, she's a theory that she'll eventually find her way there. You think Bailey's going to AEW at some point? Probably not in the near future, but like
I think
inevitably before she leaves or retires, I should say.
I think she could. I think it could happen. I hate to say she could be on the next round or two of releases, but it's definitely in the realm. I mean, you never know with them who they're going to get rid of, so she could be. And I wouldn't doubt if she did end up in an AEW for a while. I think she'd be incredibly over in an AEW.
I do agree.
I think she'd be great in AEW. And that brought us into the AEW World Tag Team Championship match on WrestleDream. Brodito defeated Okada and Takeshita to retain the titles. And on Dynamite, all they did was they got an immediate shot at the titles for Brodito received an immediate for Okada's title on Dynamite, but it didn't fucking matter. It was
I love how at one point in the pay-per-view match, fucking Okada ends up hitting Takeshita, and he just makes it, oh no, I fucked up, and then, oh well, shit happens face. It's like, don't really care. Shit.
Wrong button.
What can you do?
Wrong button. So,
no, so speaking of firing, Conan is close to doing that with Hugsy.
Shit's getting real.
Well, if he fires Hugsy, I'll reach out to him and see if he wants to be the third.
There you go.
I'm not paying him a goddamn thing, but if he wants to come,
just kill me now.
It's coming out of my paycheck.
All right, I'll triple it for that. Okay. Okay. All right, we've got a world championship match here. We had Hangman Adam Page defeating Samoa Joe in pretty much just a match. I mean, it was a good match. I had no issues with it, but it was just kind of a match. Wasn't anything crazy going on in it. After the match, Samoa, I mean, that was more surprising than the rest of the match. Samoa Joe kind of, I guess they finally turned fully heel and they attacked Page. Dynamite, Page just cut a promo promising revenge. That was it. And then the Ops kept their titles. So really not much on Dynamite for the aftermath of this whole thing. Why did Joe and others turn heel? Because Joe's better as a heel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Crowd still loves him. He's one of those cool heels. So let it happen. Let it happen.
I mean, he basically did the whole promo where he's just like, "Look, I'm gonna fucking keep coming for you because I'm gonna get that title. That's why I fucking turned on you. We're not done with this shit."
Right.
So I mean, more than anything, it's just he wants the title, and like he'll get it however he needs to get it, good, bad, or otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, I don't know. Joe.
Honestly, if you want me to be fucking cynical and snarky and pull like a Conradish-esque answer, Joe was doing the promo and he's like, people keep asking me why, Joe, why? And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, well, probably because there's not going to be another Twisted Metal for another like year or so. So you can afford to be heel for a while.
Yeah, we already shot one season. I'll don't worry. I'll go back to babyface before I go for 3. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Season 2 is actually pretty good. I like season 2 a lot better than season 1.
I need to watch that show.
It's pretty good. I mean, it is what it is. It's a show about a video game that barely had a plot in the first fucking place. So
I love that game. I played the shit out of that game.
I do too, but there was no like straight like one story. Everybody had their own story. So you're trying to form one narrative based on a bunch of narratives put together.
No, but you were opening different cars, and that's what you were really doing in that game. That was the story to the game.
Right. Yeah, I mean, everybody had their own ending. So it's a little harder to like create one just straightforward story out of a bunch of different stories. You kind of have to piece things together. But they do a good job.
Pretty cool though. Pretty cool. I'll take a watch. And I also want to watch that they're keeping the not exactly Blue Bloods, but they're keeping the Reagan family in that show kind of going, with Donnie Wahlberg doing a show called Boston Blue. So it just started last week. Week. Huh?
I asked if that was what that was because they showed commercials for it during the football games, and I figured they were just like NBC does all the fucking Chicago shows. I figured like CBS was like, all right, we need a city to make shows about.
No, they had a show that went for 15 years called Blue Bloods.
Yeah, I know about that one.
And the Reagan family from that one, Danny Reagan, is, I guess, moving to Boston. I've seen that they've already shown some of the other family in the episodes, but we're only one episode in. I have it. I need to watch it. But
in relation to shows like that, how many more times can they do a show with Tim Allen where they bring on fucking Al from Home Improvement and act like it's a big surprise? Because they just did that on the other show that he's got. He's got a new show now. And like I kept hearing ads for it on my Spotify where it's like, you'll never guess who's on tonight's show. It's like, no, I will guess exactly who's on tonight's show. Give me one shot and $1 million if I get it correct.
It's either him or Pamela Anderson. That's the only two that are going to shock anybody. But I don't know. Those two have a good chemistry together. They worked well together, and people just like them together. So
I don't mind it, but they act like you're not gonna like it's a big surprise. It's like they steady keep doing this. Like he doesn't have much else going on for him.
Well, it's like when Kenny Omega takes a week off, and then the next week is his return. Kenny Omega has returned.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, Kenny Omega has returned again. Guys, he was gone for a week.
I wouldn't mind seeing fucking Richard Karn and Dynamite. Why not?
There you go. Bring him out there with a fucking power tool. Oh, God. Tomorrow we're going to wake up to him fucking doing a goddamn AI video. He's going to be on Raw.
Fucking wrestling Tupac. Speaking of, I keep getting this fucking YouTube video. Like, it's a short that they keep suggesting that I watch and I will never watch. It's Tupac Shakur celebrating, AI Tupac, of course, celebrating a Chicago Bears victory. Tupac, of course, notorious Bears fan, being that he's from fucking California and has no interest seemingly in football, even when he was alive.
Yeah, but someone had fun making it.
I suppose.
I guess.
Let's see. I want to know who's had more returns this year, Kenny or Roman?
Kenny.
Probably Kenny.
Kenny Omega, because like I said, he takes a week off and it's a return. It's a return. It's a return. It's a return. He left bleeding from the mouth. It's a return. Oh, he's internally bleeding. It's a return.
Maybe that's why WWE doesn't want to give up on Andrade, because he's got the long hair now, and they just need like a Roman stand-in, like how they had the fake Diesel and Razor back in the
There
day.
you go. Just get one of those little, just fake tattoo him up before the match. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Speaking of matches, we go to the I Quit match, Smark, with Moxley and Darby Allin and
Okay, here we go.
and
Boxman, I went to the No Kings protest on Saturday at the sign that said "Strip Billy Gunn of the Crown," and everyone looked at me like I was crazy.
I like that one.
What I will say is I like how he just went directly to you, because he knows I'm just not going to engage in any political talk whatsoever for or against anything.
Oh, I wouldn't go to that protest. I'm not a protesting kind of guy. I just want to be left alone to take care of my family. That's all I want. There's nothing. If that's fucking right wing nowadays, then I guess I'm a right wing weirdo. Just want to raise my kids and my family. That's it. That's all I want to do is just take care of my family. However, I got to do that. Right now, it's just working. I'm working. Trying to get my own shit going.
Also,
trying to get my own shit
I will
going
say, not to super critique True North's sign, but I will say that he picked a rather obscure King of the Ring too. I feel like that doesn't help. Like you got to go with like I'm trying to think of a more notorious one. Like a Stone Cold was probably the most famous one. King Owen, King Mabel,
Jerry the King Lawler.
Mo.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Did he ever win a King of the Ring?
Doesn't matter. He's
I mean, that works too. Yeah, he's a king. Yeah,
he's forever a king. If I did go to
fucking trampled over your bit, my bad.
If I did go to the No Kings protest, my sign would have said the only king is Jerry the King Lawler.
Mm.
We do have a king in this country, and that is his name. Was I an Opie and Anthony listener? Absolutely. Not only every day, I would listen to their replays at night and go to sleep to listening to that shit. Yes, I was a big Opie and Anthony fan. Big.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar King of the Ring too, King Brett. Well, Brock's not gonna support King Brett. He does not acknowledge that'd be the no king he's protesting.
No, I wouldn't even do that. It's wrestling. I got nothing against fucking storylines. Shamrock Triple H.
Fucking Ken Shamrock. Hell yeah, dude.
There you go. An Irish king.
Because that was I'm gonna say that was him and The Rock in the finals.
I think you might be right. Opie's gone off the deep end. Opie's been off the deep end for a while, man. He's just trying to get some clicks on his Facebook videos. Just leave him alone.
Jim Duggan also. Fucking Sheamus.
Yeah.
Fucking William Regal. Oh yeah, Harley Race.
Macho Man. The Macho King. There's another king I'd recognize. Absolutely. The Macho King. Ooh, yeah. Edge. I don't know about that one. That one's got no. Kurt Angle. King of Percocet. Percocet King. Perk King.
Mm-hmm. So when I think of Kurt Angle and King of the Ring, I just think of that match with Shane McMahon where he threw him through the fucking glass and it took like 8 attempts and Shane probably had a concussion.
Well, that's because he was throwing him through the wrong pane. That wasn't gimmick. And it was plexiglass. Yeah, that was a rough one to watch, but that match was unbelievable, and I think a lot of people had a lot of respect for Shane after that. Another seltzer water from me. So
I do like how it's not like it's untreaded territory. We've talked about this a billion times, but I like the idea that like Shane was going to be wealthy for the rest of his life no matter what he did, and he just decided that he wanted to be a fucking deathmatch guy, basically. Like, if it was around when he was younger, that motherfucker would have been in fucking GCW or doing like Tournament of Death type of shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker like taking bumps. It is what it is. Apparently, of course, King Corbin was the best king.
Oh, of course. For some people. I don't know. I think Shane just wanted to kind of prove himself that he wasn't daddy's little boy, and he wanted to prove himself to the guys that he was able to do what they do. So I think he proved himself pretty well.
Trina says, didn't Harley Race give his crown to Haku, so Haku didn't win it? Not positive. The only thing I remember like of situations like that happening around that same time was when fucking Andre won the belt and he gave it to Ted DiBiase, and then they took the belt off of Ted DiBiase so they could give it to fucking Hogan again.
I remember that. Old school, man. Old school. King Xavier was a waste. Yeah, but he had said it was one of his dreams to be the King of the Ring, so they did it for a feel-good moment.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's roll back to this last match here, finish this pay-per-view, and then get into all the bullshit we got to get into.
All right.
This was the I Quit match, Darby Allin, Jon Moxley. This was a brutal I Quit match. There was some crazy shit going on in this match. We started out with we had skewers ripping off fingernails, biting off fingernails. But as we said in the beginning, the spot that really got people really upset was the spot where Jon Moxley pulls out a fish tank, pulls out a big cooler, fills it with water. Very clean water, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
And then continues to try to drown Darby Allin. Well, a lot of, first of all, everyone that was like, why wouldn't you even try to fight to get out of that? I don't know. Why don't they do that shit in movies either? Because the movie would fucking end. Why doesn't the guy who's dying just rip the plastic bag? Because the movie would fucking end.
Just a horror movie where the fucking crazy old guy's like, don't go to there, that's the lake where the teens got drowned. And somebody's like, all right, cool.
Cool, I'm going in later.
Like, all right, we'll go somewhere else. And then the movie just ends.
See, exactly.
There's a Far Cry 5. Like, the game begins where it's like there's this evil fucking dictator and he's got you, like, in a chair. He's like, don't go anywhere. Like, don't try to escape or anything. I'm going to be right back in, like, 10 minutes and we'll hash some shit out when I get back. And, like, obviously everybody's going to walk away. But, like, you have the option where you could, if you just don't move anything, you don't touch the controller, you can just stay seated down and he'll come back and then the game just ends. So it's like, that's the option that's available to you. You can do that shit.
There you go. See, that's stupid. That's stupid. But I mean, I get it. There's definitely some logic. He could have at least, but this was what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to be drowned. This is it. I think the person, and I don't have any pictures of this, and I didn't really plan on going deep into this, but Sarah Stock had a huge problem with this. A huge problem.
She pulled the fucking Helen Lovejoy. Somebody please think of the children.
Basically, is what she said. And really, I'm sorry. This is where being a parent comes in. You talk to your kids. You let them know this is not real. This is fake. These guys planned this. They understand. They know what they're doing. This is where you get to have the conversation with your kids about wrestling and be a parent.
I try not to just parrot somebody else's take or opinion, but like Alvarez had a good point where he's like, anytime you hear of anybody getting injured, like a kid does a wrestling related thing that injures another kid, it's not, they're typically not pile driving somebody into thumbtacks or drowning them in a fish tank or using it's a fucking like a pile driver or a power bomb. It's usually the pretty like mundane shit.
Yeah.
That they don't know how to do it properly and they end up hurting someone.
Right. And I mean, there's so many movies I can think of where someone goes over, fills a sink, and starts drowning someone to get information. I mean, there's tons of movies like that. TV shows I can think of. I can think of an NYPD Blue episode right now. But
I mean, you've got fucking almost every child in the world these days, fucking kids these days, play Fortnite, and they have shotguns in Fortnite. Like, it's kind of more of, I mean, I'm going to worry about that too.
Well, I mean, you should keep a track of what your kids are doing online. I do the best I can. My 17-year-old he's a little too smart for us right now, but you should, I mean, I'm sorry. And I saw Sarah Stock was pissed. Amanda Huber went a little overboard in my opinion. But I do agree with her on one thing. This happened at almost midnight on a pay-per-view. If your kids are still up on at midnight on a Saturday, first of all, what age? You say kids. Are we just talking minors? Is 17-year-old a kid? I mean, I guess we're talking not teenagers, 12 and under, right? If we're saying kids.
Yes. I'm going to go of the controversial opinion. It's just me, but I'm gonna stand on business here, as it were, as the kids like to say. I feel like if you're 8 years old and you can afford a $60 pay-per-view, you should be allowed to attempt to drown somebody in a fish tank. If you have money for a pay-per-view, you have money for an attorney. So, if you're out here getting that kind of cheddar at 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, you're able to skirt labor laws anyway. So you might have some experience manipulating the judicial
All right.
system. Is all I'm saying.
Attempted drowning, maybe. Maybe. That's as far as I'm going. And truthfully, I really felt that Amanda Huber was basically, she was very angry when she was saying it. And yes, those those pay-per-views are, they're either TV 13 or TV MA or TV 14 or TV MA. But I think Amanda was basically trying to say, I'm a parent. I can parent my children. If you can't parent your children, maybe they shouldn't be watching this shit. If you can't explain, if you're too weak to explain to your kids that wrestling is not real, okay.
Trina says Jerry Lawler would date you.
There we go. Now we have a. I'm still not sure that puts us on a step. That's.
You might be a child if Jerry Lawler is trying to fuck.
Okay, so now we are going with minors under 18. Okay. I basically that's what Amanda Huber was saying. Though, you parent your children. Kids see worse in movies than. I guarantee they see worse on Facebook, folks, than what they saw. So I get what Sarah Stock was saying, but I also get what Amanda Huber was saying. I'll parent my children. Leave me the fuck alone. It's kind of what I said earlier. I guess she's a right-wing freak, too, who wants to raise her own children. You fucking freak. Anyway. That was the spot. And then, of course, the lights went out and we had the Stinger come out. Sting, he's decided he's not even dyeing his hair anymore. He's just gone gray. I kind of like the gray Sting. I don't mind it. I got no issues with it at all. See, I'm kind of this. I've never colored my hair or anything like that. So my hair goes gray, it's going to go gray. I don't give a fuck. But that helped Darby come out there and win the match. He had the baseball bat. He picked up and wisped away Marina Shafir, so she wasn't involved anymore. And Darby ended up with the bat and took the advantage and got the win. Indeed. And that was the pay-per-view, and I actually forgot what happened on Dynamite with them. Give me a sec here. I'll remember because I fucking wrote it down. Darby said he'll be everywhere the Death Riders are, and that was about it. It was really nothing big.
That's right.
So, all right, folks. That was WrestleDream and Dynamite.
So,
drink non-alcohol and alcohol. What? Where did that come from? What is that?
People see Hugsy drink non-alcohol and alcohol mixed drinks. I'm not sure what to do with that either, but it is something that was said. It's something that I read on Ron Burgundy. I will read anything off the teleprompter.
Okay, you're actually watching me drink seltzer water, non-alcoholic. I am not drinking beer.
John Moxley lost by DQ and got chased off by Darcy from Married with Children.
That's funny. All right. So, as I had said, unfortunately, we do have to get into one death that happened this week, a few days ago. That is Sir Mo, who some of you have heard of. I know he's a little old school, but there he is right there. Let me get me and Smark up in here. There he is right there. Part of Men on a Mission, which was Mabel and a couple of the guys, but he was part of that. They were usually good guys. They had Oscar as their manager. They would come out rapping. Good stuff. And I do remember them. I do remember when they kind of went heel, and they sort of broke up a little bit. And then we had King Mabel. We're talking about Kings of the Ring. We had King Mabel he was with. And Mo, after that, became Sir Mo. Real name is Bobby Horne. And I'll be honest, folks, I follow a girl named Denise Jones, and she is a promoter and owner of SOAR, SOAR Wrestling out here in Paris, Texas, about an hour away from me. Bobby Horne lives out this way. I don't know if you know that. She has been literally taking care of him, bringing him to the hospital. She's been posting pretty much since October 7th of this year that we should all be praying for him. He's not doing good. He was in ICU. He had low blood pressure. They were doing a lot of testing on him. They were switching around his medicines, trying to get him back on track. He had a feeding tube in, still couldn't eat, but he was drinking on his own. So he was improving. But it's just, and she's been doing it and giving updates on him from the hospital, pictures even, every now and then she was with him. But she was kind of letting everyone know that things were not going well. And then on 2 days later, she was saying he was really fighting for his life in the ICU. So I've known this was coming by her posts. I don't know how I ended up following her, but kind of glad I do, because I've been knowing about this for a while. So, and I think on the 20th, he did, just 3 days ago, he did pass, and no longer has to fight. So, it sounds like he was having a lot of issues, health issues, and no more pain for Sir Mo, folks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she's obviously pretty distraught, Denise Jones. But like I said, I've been kind of following her, and I looked at, I guess she was just calling him Bobby Horne. She said, pray for Bobby, pray for this, pray for that. And I'm like, this guy looks so familiar. I'm like, oh shit, now I know who it is.
Right.
That's why it looks so familiar.
Of course, a bit of a disclaimer here. True North says, to clarify, Boxman follows this lady online. He stalks her online and not in real life, legally distinct.
No, I started following her for wrestling in Paris, Texas, which is 1 hour away from me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I started following her. I guess according to the thing, I followed her for a few years, so whatever. But yeah, there you go. So we always hate to start a show like that, but we did. But go ahead.
I do remember them from my childhood, but it's kind of funny because they were around 95 or so, I believe, and it was kind of funny because it's just true Vince shit of you said he had him rapping, but they were doing fucking Sugar Hill Gang shit. It's my name's King Mo and I'm here to say, it was 1995. We had fucking Tupac, we had Biggie, we had we were so past fucking Sugar Hill Gang type shit at that point that it was just it's kind of fun.
But that's what Vince knew, and that's what Vince knows.
Boy, Vince is it's gonna hurt Vince once he figures out that Tupac is dead. But luckily, the Tupac AI videos are out, and he'll never know the difference.
Oh, he probably thinks they're real. I remember when Tupac came in here.
They have the fucking Tupac versus Biggie on Raw, AI videos. They're I don't remember booking this shit, pal.
But I should have.
Right. It's a good idea. Call Hunter.
There you go. All right, folks. Someone in the wrestling business has gotten a new job. has gotten a new job. Didn't mean to put that. And I know you're wondering, who the hell could it be? Who? Well, here we go. You ready?
Sure.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Noah Nelms, aka Mr. Fun Size on the Lot. I'm here at Homer Skelton Ford. I'm a salesman here at Homer Skelton Ford. Haven't been a salesman very long, but that's not the point. I love what I do. I come here energetic and ready to work, and I'm here to make deals fun. I'm here to give you some fun size deals. That's what I'm here to do. You're not gonna have an average, ordinary, car buying experience. No, you're gonna remember this. I promise you. I'm gonna make sure you remember it, and we're gonna have fun while doing it. But no, I absolutely love doing what I do. I like dealing with people. I come from a background of dealing with lots of people. I was a professional wrestler for 12 years, and I got to be in front of major crowds. I was on television for 4 years out of those 12 years. I got to live my dream, and I got thrown around a lot, and I loved it. And now I do the throwing around. It's great. I'm not going to throw you around or anything, but I throw around, deals all over the place. That's what I do. I'm throwing out fun-sized deals like they're hotcakes, okay? That's what I'm doing. But, enough about that. I'm here for you. I want to put you in a brand new car, maybe a used car. It could be a used car, that's fine. We got plenty of those too. Plenty new, plenty of used. Come see me at Homer Skelton Ford. You're picking the right person right here, Mr. Fun Size. Remember that name and get you into a fun size deal. Cut.
There you go, folks. Marko Stunt has embarked on a new career of car sales.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. I got no issues with it. He can make some good money doing what he does. You know what? He's not getting fucking thrown around anymore. He's not getting hurt. He had what, broke his femur at one point. Then he came back from that. It was an AEW for a while. I mean, like he said, he got to live his dream. And now, listen, a good car dealer can make a very good living. A good car salesman can make a very, very good living. And you know what? He's got enthusiasm. He's got a name. See what happens. Video wasn't great. I will admit, the video wasn't great. But is that how you're going to walk in and get a deal? You're going to get a fun-size deal like that, Smark? I'm ready for my fun size. I'm ready for my fun size deal there, boy. Come on.
There used to be, I remember there was commercials like all over. You could find them on the internet, on the YouTubes, as it were, of fucking Dusty Rhodes doing car commercials back in the day.
Oh yeah, I think we played them. That one. We played one or two of them on this show already.
I'm not really sure that like professional wrestlers are the kind of people I would like to buy cars from. They're notoriously untruthful people.
No. It's just Marko Stunt. It's hard to believe he was only out for 4 years. He really did well for only being out there for 4 years, I think.
Nah.
But I have no issues with this. I would never have an issue with a guy out there trying to make a fucking living, legit trying to make a fucking living selling cars. I saw people shitting on it. What the fuck? What a fucking career change. What a shitty move. The guy's trying to make a living, make money, eat. Like I said, a good car dealer can do can make a very good living. I've known many people that have sold cars and they did well. A few of them did very well. I got one friend that sells the exotic, the high-end exotic cars. Good God, does he do well? He's making $8 to $10 grand every car he sells.
Right now?
Mm-hmm. So he's doing very well. But now, let's get into this Samantha Irvin thing, Mark.
Oh my.
You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Am I ready to get into Samantha Irvin? I mean, absolutely.
You'd have to get ready. So here we go. So Samantha Irvin, this all started.
Oh no!
Because he was a car salesman, because he lost his money, according to Cody. Maybe he was.
I mean, Fingers crossed that ends up running in the family.
Maybe.
I'll go over to a car lot if I can
I hope.
make fun of Cody for a while. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Nora Abbey sells Guineas, Ferraris, Porsches, lots of BMWs. For some reason, lots of BMWs get sold in Texas, and Range Rovers. He says his second biggest car he sells is the Range Rover, not in size, but quantity of people. A lot of people around here drive Range Rovers and Land Rovers, so those are good sellers for him too.
And,
but anyway, Samantha Irvin
and Subaru. We have Hyundais and Subarus.
I don't think he does Hyundais or Subaru.
That's a Family Guy thing.
But oh, okay, there you go. I've never watched an episode. I apologize.
That happens.
But this all started with a tweet. Smark, a tweet. Samantha Irvin put out a tweet that said this right here. It said, 1 year down, 1 year left on my non-compete. Can't wait. I hope you enjoy my songs in the meantime and look back on all the memories as fondly as I do. Love and miss you all. Remember, I never left for music. I am music. Hope to see you soon. Now, people first started because Ricochet chimed in on this tweet. Basically was like, she'll work when I tell her she can work. This was all in character, folks. I hope everyone figured that out. If you didn't, you might need a little more schooling. That's all I'm saying. But that was a tweet that kind of started this whole thing. Now, once again, everyone started freaking out. Oh my God, 2 years. How can this be legal? How can this be legal? Oh my Lord, oh my gosh, oh my God. Where's my pearls? I need fucking stuff. Oh, good Lord.
Getting a bit of that underwater flair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Anyway,
every time I correct you for it or mention it, it fucking fixes it. So I just have to mention it and then it writes itself.
Just cut me off quicker. But anyway, as I was saying, Samantha Irvin, everyone was. Did you hear? But okay, 2 year non-compete. Everybody was okay. Everybody was freaking out, clutching pearls. And I obviously got into this a little bit with the Andrade thing, and we're going to get more and talking a little bit more about Andrade in a few minutes. But I want to mention something. Samantha Irvin was not let go. She was not fired. Her contract did not run out. She quit. Mm-hmm. Everyone needs to remember that. She quit. She left. She terminated her contract, which is also called breach of contract. Okay? Unless you have a weird termination clause where you can do it with no consequences, which no company is going to put in their fucking literature, I guarantee that. So, she breached contract. She's got a 2 year. This is the consequence of breaching contract. 2 years. Yeah. Sorry, folks. I know it's shitty. I know it is. But this is how it works. This is how business works. I'm sorry. She signed a contract. She breached said contract. She knew what the fuck she signed. She can't do the same business for 2 years. She can't do any announcing for 2 years. I'm sorry. I know it's shitty. But this is how business works, folks. And I know I was already hearing today, well, they shouldn't be 1099 employees anyway. I get that. I know. Smark, me and you have had this conversation many of times on the... It's a very fine line on how they are allowed to call these guys what they call them. We've had this conversation, correct?
Yep.
But there are reasons for it. Obviously, the employee, if you're as Nora was saying earlier, a non-employee compensation, NEC, then they don't have to pay your taxes. So there's no FICA, no Social Security, no Medicare. So the company saves on all that stuff. No federal, no state. They don't have to give you benefits. You don't have to have paid vacation time, retirement plans, other stuff like that. And a workman's comp. They don't have to pay for anything like that. Now, this is where it's a very fine line, but this is where they legally are able to classify them as 1099 workers. It's all about how much control the company has over the worker. Okay. Now you can say, oh, well, they're not allowed to go anywhere, work anywhere. That's all part of a contract, folks. I'm not allowed to work for 15 companies either. Not the way it works. But they are highly skilled and specialized performers. That's number one. Number two, they do provide their own equipment, gear, whatever you want to call it, gear, costumes, whatever. Transportation, all provided by them, which is required of most 1099 employees. And they used to be paid per appearance. We know that, which is what most 1099 employees do. But even under a contract with a guaranteed minimum, technically they break it down by appearance. That's how they work. So I know it's a fine line, and I know it's a pain in the ass, and I know it's a little bullshit, but they are able to do it. They have financial control, they have behavioral control, but in the long run, they're able to classify these workers as 1099. I hate to say, but we're probably never going to be able to change that, ever. It's probably going to remain that way for a very long time. Because otherwise they're going to have to join a union. We've had this discussion. I am not a fan of unions. Smark knows that. He always gets really quiet when I get on a union rant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with it with some of them. It's just some of them just take advantage, dude. I'm sorry. Some of the unions just do. I mean, you got your fucking, good.
I was gonna say, I get it's an imperfect system, but I mean, you gotta do something to fucking help out the little people, I guess.
Well,
by little
they
people,
do.
I mean, like, I'm one of the little people.
Well, I get that, but you're not a 1099 employee right now. So, and they do help these guys out in the wrestling business. You see WWE paying for certain things for, medical stuff for wrestlers. You see AEW doing the same thing. They do take care of their guys, even though they are 1099. That's just what you do as a company. And I'm sure a few of these guys have that sit in their contract that they need to be taken care of if they get hurt. But I get it. I get everybody. You want to be angry. You want to be upset that she has a 2-year contract or a 2-year non-compete. But again, she quit. She breached her contract. She signed a contract. She knew what she signed. If you think she just read that over in 20 minutes and then signed it, you're crazy. You don't think a lawyer read over that contract? Seriously?
I mean, I will say these non-competes have gotten excessively long, though, because like back in the day it was the 3 months, and now it's like a fucking year. And like, I mean, AEW, I believe, does similar shit, but
it's not. It's not. It's 3 months unless you breach contract, and then your consequence is 1 year. Which he did. Andrade breached contract by going on 2 months instead of 3. That's why they slap a year on there. That's a consequence to breaching the exit contract or whatever the fuck you want to say. It is. I
mean,
I know
problem,
it sounds harsh.
It is what it is. They have the power, they have the leverage, but like to a point, they can kind of determine whether or not you breach your contract. You know what I'm saying? So like they could what constitutes as breaching the contract can become more and more ambiguous, and then suddenly next thing you know, they've got you over a barrel. I mean, there's not much anyone can do about it, but it is what it is.
I get that, but if you're let go 90 days or 60 if you're in NXT, 90 days is, we've known this for years. This is not anything new. We've all known this. This is nothing new with the contracts. And if you breach it, you're going to get fucking slapped with something.
Sure.
So, and you got to remember, Samantha Irvin might have been talent, but she wasn't exactly a wrestler. So she could go out there and lend her voice to a ton of things. And they want 2 years to get her voice off people's minds and do this and do that. I know it's shitty, folks. I know. I am not defending it. I'm just telling you, this is the way the business world works. I have been under non-competes.
I was just, I think she kind of fucked herself over in a sense by being good at her job, unfortunately, because the biggest moment in their like company history, the last like 2 or 3 years, the moment that they love like replaying over and over again is Cody winning the belt and her getting emotional and her being very loud and boisterous and enthusiastic about him winning the belt, and she's like linked in with, you know, one of their biggest moments. So unfortunately, that's, you know, like you said, they don't want her appearing elsewhere and, you know, being like not being able to use the clip or whatever. They want to get as much fucking usage and steam out of that clip as humanly possible.
Yeah. Now, she could spend $20,000-$30,000, take it to court, and probably win. But she's got other things she's doing. She has other things she's interested in. She can sing. She's making music. That's probably taking up a lot of her time right now. So she's not worried about what WWE's doing. Honestly, if she never put this fucking tweet out, none of you would have known she had a 2-year fucking non-compete, and it wouldn't have mattered to you. You wouldn't even have fucking known. So, you know, she kind of stirred the old pot herself on that one. But now, I'm not the only one that says you can take this to court and win. We've been talking about Andrade. We talked about him already tonight. We talked about him last week, and I think the week before. David Otunga once again has chimed in. And I got to tell y'all, I like that David Otunga is now doing this. He's chiming in on things like this. I will take the word of a Harvard lawyer over anybody most of the time. And David Otunga has always seemed like a pretty smart guy, so I'll go with him. Now, Mr. Otunga, went on his podcast, his YouTube channel, not his podcast, I'm sorry, his YouTube channel, and said he does believe that a judge would rule in Andrade's favor if he took WWE to court over the non-compete. He said this: under this non-compete clause, technically a talent could sign a contract. WWE could turn around the next day and fire them for no cause. And that this is basically what you were implying to, Smark. WWE could turn around, fire them the next day for no cause, and then say, hey, we're not going to pay you for 1 year, and you can't wrestle anywhere else for 1 year. That's in the contract. This would be enforceable, presuming the contract is valid. Presuming. Now, they don't want to take talent to court and challenge this because most likely a judge would rule this invalid, especially after 1 day. It would really be, that would be a really shitty thing, and any judge would throw this out of court, and WWE would probably be paying every court fee in the world for him. But the fact that you're preventing someone from working to support themselves in their given field for an entire year and not compensating them is very hard to enforce, which is what I had said last week. If he takes him to court, he'll probably win. So David Otunga finished up by saying if he were to take this to court, I think a judge is very likely to rule in his favor and just throw out the entire clause in the contract. You can't prevent somebody from earning a living for an entire year. So Samantha Irvin could take hers to court. Andrade could take his to court. Depends. You want to spend the money to do it? Do it. You don't. Oh well, I guess you're going to be working. I mean, he's announced for an indie coming up in this weekend, so he can go work the indies for a year. And again, they fired him for wellness violations. They did have cause. So what Otunga is saying is also kind of implying that, he gives a no cause thing. Basically, he's talking no cause. But they did fire Andrade for cause. So they didn't do what you and Otunga were both implying. They didn't just fire him after a day. But that is a crazy thought that they could do that.
Right.
And then you have both parties looking to spend $20,000 each. hoping that they win and get their court fees paid for. So I don't know, man. It is. I'm in no way defending WWE. I just want everyone to realize that. But I am defending the fact that this is how the business world works. I've been in this situation. Looking right now, I'm not in this situation. I'll be honest. I don't have a contract where I'm working right now. He hasn't mentioned him, and I'm not going to either. So I'll just shut my mouth on that. But I've been through the situation, so I totally understand what everyone's going through. It's not fun. I'm not happy when it happens, but I make decisions. I made the decision to quit my job when I did. I made the decision. It was me. I didn't have to. I could have stayed, stuck it out, but I didn't. And I mean, Samantha Irvin could have stayed, worked out, stayed the rest of her contract, been miserable. She could have done it. She decided she didn't want to be miserable. She wanted to pursue something else. So that is her right. But there's consequences to leaving a job with a contract. Sorry, especially when there's a non-compete clause wrapped in there.
Theoretically, I wonder what would have happened if she just stayed on and just like started fucking up the names on purpose, but accidentally. Wink, wink.
See, then she could have been fired for cause, and they could have slapped on a year if they wanted to. So she might have actually gotten less, but because she's a different performer, she might have a totally different contract than a wrestler. So I don't know that.
She starts pulling the fucking Mike Adamle and just calling people Jeff Harvey and shit.
It would have been funny if she had done that. That could have been fun.
I'd like to know, does Smark have a no-compete clause for this show?
Yes. Yes, Mark is not allowed to go on. Oh, wait a minute. He was already on another show.
Well,
no.
It was different because it was sports.
Oh, all right.
Like I have to wait a year before I do my spin-off show with Teddy Hart, which, Lord willing, will be any day now.
No, Smark is free to do any show, anytime, with anyone he cares to do. I have no problem with that. As long as it's not Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Norad says Hornswoggle is a bully. Despite not being bullied, he bullied Biggie and told the story on Stephanie's podcast.
oh, she had Hornswoggle on. Okay.
How the fuck do you get bullied by Hornswoggle if you're Biggie? I don't understand. And I'm not going to listen to Stephanie's podcast. So if you want to give me explanation,
I don't know. I mean, all you gotta do is just punt him.
and then he just said gender my balls. I don't understand.
I don't know. All I know is I listen. I have watched The Wolf of Wall Street. They know how to handle those little guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Smark, I found this story hilarious because it's something we've joked about a ton of times on this show. For a few years, we've joked about this. And Mr. Kennedy was on a podcast, and it was the Mic Check podcast, his podcast. And he was telling a story of how Paul Heyman, when he was back in the OVW days, when Paul was with ECW, he would call up the dirt sheets and feed them stories that were fake to get them to kind of go with the narrative that he was going for. He said, and I quote, Mr. Kennedy said, "I wonder how much stuff is fed by the company itself to media. Like Paul Heyman, when I was working for OVW, when he first came down to start writing, he used to send out 3 different reports to the dirt sheets for every single show. He'd bury some people and make the reports sound different enough, mixing in real complaints he'd heard from others. So it all felt legit. Nobody ever expected or suspected anything. But he was giving fake information to the dirt sheet." How many times have we joked about Michael Hayes calling up and fucking with Dave Meltzer?
I still believe it. I choose to believe it until presented evidence of otherwise.
I hope to God this is right. This is real. I hope it is, because this is something we've said for years. This is the best way to work these dirt sheets. This is it. I hope this is true.
From From what I understand, back in the day, they used to have the ECW hotline, which I know for sure that was a thing. But the rumor, the scuttlebutt, as it were, was you would have people that worked in ECW answer the phone and like use a fake name, which is pretty funny because like I bet you half the time people just fucking knew anyway. Because like, how do you just say, "Yo, this is Chris"? Like, Sandman, is it you? No,
No.
Chris, I said.
No, not at all. Ooh, what? Oh shit. This is Beach Man. You hear the can smashing in his forehead.
Thank you for calling the ECW hotline. Fuck Bubba. Fuck Devon. My name is Bill. Like, what? No, it is not. Why is Natural Born Killers playing during this phone call? I don't understand.
I really hope Heyman did that because that would just make my day. I wish I was around to see Heyman do that. What are the consequences if Boxman's Mexican housekeeper gets out of the basement with her contract?
From what I understand, I believe the term you used was things will get a little icy, and I don't know what that means per se. I'm assuming there's some kind of a refrigerator that you plan on putting her in, like a relocation situation.
I'll just be a very cold person for a while.
Nice. Oh, okay. Norab says, can you believe that Vince's final creative pitch was pushing Drew McIntyre and Doudrop as a couple because they were Scott? Yes. I could believe that.
That sounds like Vince McMahon and Vince Russo. Exactly.
I in a lot of instances back in the day in like the late 90s, the whole Attitude Era situation, I feel like it was very much like a Fight Club situation where it's like they were just the same guy basically, just booking the same outlandish bullshit.
Pretty much. That's a good comparison. That's a good one. Okay. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So AEW, we all know they're with the old Warner Brothers Discovery, and Warner Brothers has basically put up a for sale sign. They had an unsolicited takeover bid from Paramount Skydance, which they almost immediately rejected. Then they're like, "Oh, but we are up for sale." So of course, everyone's freaking out now. This was a couple days ago when they did this. And of course, everyone's freaking out. Oh my God, what's going to happen to AEW? Look, calm down. Calm down. AEW's got a multi-year deal, media rights with Warner Brothers. The deal keeps them on TV. So let's not freak out right now. This was expected because remember, we had talked about how they're separating their streaming and their TV. Remember, Smart?
Mm-hmm.
This is all they're doing. They're separating things. Let's all take a breath. But AEW deal is a contract, which we've talked plenty about contracts tonight. If Warner Brothers decided to breach that contract, that would be great for AEW. Actually, they'd get a ton of money and probably be able to seek out a new deal. So, but I mean, after the deal is over, they might have to go look for something. But that's going to be a different story. What is that? 3 or 4 years down the road.
Could you just picture Tony Khan coked out of his mind, cutting the same promo that like Heyman did on TNN?
Yeah, could.
Pig fuckers, throw us off the air. Throw us off the air, pig fuckers, I dare you.
Throw it. Now, in these last 2 days, they've already had offers from Netflix, yes, and Comcast. So there could be some different things happening in AEW, but that's going to be in the future. If the company sells tomorrow, they can't they can, but they would pay dearly if they decide to throw AEW off the air. So once again, let's stop the pearl clutching. Let's stop it. AEW is going to be just fine, folks. I promise you they're going to be okay, at least until their media deal is gone.
Right.
God, we are just in the era where everyone freaks out when they don't know the facts. That's what we're turning into. That's what it is, Smark.
Well, I don't necessarily blame anybody because we're at this point now where you're basically just exchanging journalistic integrity for money / clicks / views.
Yeah, but it's been like that forever. I mean, how long? I
You're
mean,
not wrong.
Jesus Christ, we've had the fucking the tabloids and National Enquirer and all this bullshit going around forever. Media's it's always been about clicks. I don't know who thought that the
Sure.
media. I don't know who thought after like the 80s that the media was about actually telling you the news. It's not.
So,
They're on television. They want ratings.
that's it.
That's it. That's why I keep telling everyone to stop watching the news. Go find independent journalists who are out there talking to actual people, not the people that the news edited to sound the way they want to. No, actual people, real interviews, real people walking on the street. That's who you need to be listening to, those people, because they're actually living life, going to work, walking to and from, driving to and from. Those are the people that are actually voting and out there. Anyway, Mark, I figured we got Halloween Havoc coming up this weekend in a couple days on Saturday, and I figured we'd just wrap up with some Halloween Havoc predictions. What do you think?
Let's do it.
You know, I didn't do my usual take the picture of the matches, but I can real quick. You give me about a minute and a half, I should be able to get that done. All right. So there we go.
A minute and a half is all you need sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm downloading my image right now. Let me make it the right size. Da-da-da, da-da-da. All right.
Also, while we're talking WWE, fuck WWE big time for fucking putting out the day after we do the show that they're going to start hiring AI writers.
Oh,
I could have used that information fucking yesterday. I mean, the day before last week.
I saw that. I did. I saw that they were going to start.
They were just doing everything in their power to make themselves as unlikable as humanly possible, aren't they? They're fucking gouging people on ticket prices, hiring AI writers, making Jeff Cobb look like a fucking fool on television.
All of the above.
I mean, that's really more of a grudge that I have against them, more so than anyone else. But I was actually, every time I try to get people, like, I'm on the verge of like wanting to go and see what they're up to. They always do some shit that makes me not want to. Because like I said before, when they got Ricky Starks, I was like, all right, I'll go see what Ricky Starks is up to. He's feuding with Ethan Page. All right, good. I'll see you guys next week. And then they get fucking Jeff Cobb, and it's like, all right, cool. They're letting him beat Jeff Cobb. Very next week, I'm JC Mateo. It's like, no, you're not. And I'm done with you. Fuck you guys.
That it? Okay. All right.
Hey, I filled time. Did I not? You got the picture?
No, I was letting you go. I was enjoying it.
It's just fucking company. I swear to God.
Yeah, they're doing some crazy stuff, and I mean, I do see a lot of people complaining about not just the fact that they're doing AI and stuff like that. I do see a lot of people complaining that Triple H is becoming more political.
My favorite part of the AI thing was like one of the like the top rated comment like right under a story that they're using AI writers is that explains Jey Uso's push. I was like, good work.
Geez.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
I mean, I get why people are angry. I do, but
they're making so much fucking money
because they're charging people bazillions to go to a show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it. I get why people are angry. Fuck, we even talked about Paul Walter Hauser being angry and calling them dicks for not fucking lowering ticket prices. And I know Tony Khan chimed in.
He had me and then lost me immediately. Because he was like, you think Cody Rhodes needs all this fucking money? I'm like, yeah. He's like, he does. Like, oh, all right, fuck you then. I'm not watching any of your fucking movies. Go down.
I don't know, man. It's just, and I get it. They're charging ridiculous amounts, and there's really no reason to be doing it except the fact that y'all keep paying it. And you guys know who I'm saying when I say y'all, people that are buying the tickets. That's who I mean. Exactly who I mean. They're
That fucking obnoxious cunt in the green shirt.
well,
And that
he's actually
together.
going to less and less shows.
He's out here having to start an OnlyFans to be able to fucking afford WWE.
You might just do that. I'm the green shirt guy. I'll take off the green shirt for you. There you go. Shake it all about. Do the hokey pokey, turn myself around. That's what it's all about.
turn myself out.
I might do that too. You never know. Never know. 2025, man. You never know anymore, Smart.
That's right.
You might be running around in a sequin dress at night.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'm a green shirt guy.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me hard. Yeah.
Was she a great big fat person?
No.
That is one of the worst visuals I've ever had. And we've talked about it times on the show.
Yeah, we talked about some bad stuff on this show, and that's probably the worst one we ever had there. Yeah. I'd fuck my green shirt hard. Yeah, oh yeah.
He's just out here like Winnie the Pooh, fucking no pants, but he's wearing the green shirt.
Honey's
Fucking,
honey.
of course, socks, but we're talking knee-high socks. You know he's in knee-high socks.
Slathered in honey.
Oh,
Okay, Halloween Havoc, Smart, before we go off the rails a little more.
oh bother.
What are you doing, Tigger? Oh, Jesus.
Always important to emphasize the T. In the
I think I did. I wasn't even thinking of it that way until you just fucking said it.
You're in the clear.
That didn't even. Why did you. Anyway. Didn't even. Until you said. God damn it, between
Soft day.
between Big Data and everything else, I'm fucked for this fucking month, I'll tell you.
I hear you.
Meanwhile, in honor of Big Data, which we didn't name the show last week,
It says Mark's OnlyFans brought to you by.
there you go. I
See?
did watch Full Metal Jacket over the weekend. Just as a tribute. Anyway, folks, y'all ready for this? We've got Halloween Havoc.
Dun, 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 dun.
Halloween Havoc coming up on Saturday, folks. Now, I know we don't do a lot of NXT. We don't follow it a lot, which is why I think sometimes it's fun for us to do these completely blind predictions. Because once or twice we've nailed these motherfuckers. Not knowing what the hell was happening. But anyway, let's do this. You ready? JC Jane versus Tatum Paxley. This is going to be for the NXT Women's Championship. Right now, JC Jane is your champion. And what do you think, Smart? JC Jane, Tatum Paxley. Does JC Jane retain or not?
Sure. Yes, I think she's because her title run is, and that's because of course.
What?
Well, I mean, her title run has just started, or it has been going on for a while now. But either way, it's not ready to end yet.
Okay.
I watch the product every week. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, JC Jane. I'm actually going with that. I don't see Tatum Paxley taking it right now. This is a cool one, though. We've got a Broken Rules match because the Broken Hardys have returned. Brother Nero and Broken Matt Hardy are back. They are going to be on NXT. Right now, this is for the NXT Tag Team Championship. They are the champions. They are going up against Dark State, which is Dion Lennox, Cutler James, Saquon Sugars, and or Osiris Griffin. I'm not sure what that means there.
That's right. Hello, Luke. How you doing? And also, these names are fucking terrible.
They are. they've really got some bad names, and that they're very hard to like get out. But anyway, I see this the Broken Hardys continuing this. That gimmick is great, and I think this is a good way. I think we're going to see the Hardys back in WWE for one last run.
I think so too. Luke asked, "Are you ready for your can't lose bowl on Sunday?" Smart. That's right. Bears, Ravens. I win either way. It's going to be fun. I do think the Hardys are going to win this one, and like you said, I think they'll eventually have a WWE run or main roster run, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
There you go. I agree. I think they deserve one last run in the WWE. So we'll see what happens. This is probably where I think that's where this is headed. And you know what? It would be kind of fun to see the Broken Hardys and not get the Hardy Boys back, because you know they're going to want to bring back the Hardy Boys with a Z, but those guys can't do what they used to do. So they are just not the Hardy Boys anymore. We know it. We can live with it. We can live with the Broken Hardys.
Yeah, I think though at some point they're probably going to at least try to have, depending on what their relationship is, like give them at least one more moment with like them and Lita together. It's just sort of a big thing to pop the people.
They could, but they could still do that as the Broken Hardys. They could be babyface Broken Hardys. They don't have to be heels.
For
They don't have to be. So now we've got formerly Ricky Starks, now Ricky Saints going up against Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. Wow. Trick Williams kind of had the belt, then he kind of lost it, then he kind of, but Ricky Saints, they're kind of trying to build. I'm going to stick with Ricky Saints keeping this one.
Yeah, I think he just recently won the belt. It's only been like
Hasn't been long,
so,
yeah.
I think, so
Hasn't been long.
he'll keep it.
We've got a lot of championship matches on this. We got 2 more championship matches to get into before we're on the last match here. This is Ethan Page versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. This is a Day of the Dead match for NXT North American Championship. This is another one that Ethan Page has not had very long, so I definitely see him winning. Right now, I see no title changes on this show, just a few good matches so far. Why the Hardy Boys never had a manager named Nancy Drew? Because it was too easy. And probably a copyrighted name.
They could probably work around the spelling of the name.
Yeah, but
like
it's
Nancy
still,
with an I or some shit.
it still would have been a likeness thing, probably. Who knows?
How did they not do a fucking? Because they had them in the Royal Rumble together. How did they not just go Nancy Drew Carey? Ha 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 ha.
They did have him there. They did.
I'm going to go with El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. just because I don't support Ethan Page in any way, shape, or form. Fuck him. He's the most boring man.
Yeah, neither one of us are fans, but I don't see the title changing here. But all right, I'm good. So now we have Zarya, who is going into the match as the NXT Women's North American Champion, going up against Blake Monroe, formerly Mariah May. I think this might be our title change because I really feel that they're trying to do this build with Blake Monroe. And I think this is a kind of, I hate to say lower tier title, but I think this is a good lower tier title for her to start with and build up to the women's championship slowly. And I mean, she hasn't been here that long, but I think this is definitely a match where she probably needs to win, kind of prove herself here. So this is the match I see a title change.
Do you know if I'd like to know? So this match is brought to you by Ice. I'm assuming he meant the previous
Probably
one.
the previous one, but there's only one guy with a Spanish name.
And of course, the bird says Nancy Draw.
Nancy Draw.
So it's
Oh, we just changed the tense,
Nancy.
not past tense.
Mm-hmm.
Present tense. Nancy Drawing.
She's drawn as as the match goes.
There you go. Smart. Zarya, Blake Monroe.
I mean, You want to talk about people who like haven't done fuck all since going to WWE. This is unfortunately another case. I mean, good for her, she's making the money, but oof. Anyways, sure, I'll have Blake Monroe win because they need something to pacify her, so she doesn't leave.
Pacify. There you go. Well, we've already talked about contracts. She's not going anywhere. All right, now we have just a regular tag team match. This is Javon Evans and Leon Slater. What?
True North says iced tea, and now I'm just picturing like iced tea going on like an anti-immigration rant.
He might.
Let me get this straight. What are they doing in our country? That's unlawful. And it's awful. And it's slothful. They don't do a thing over there.
I actually watched that.
Let me get this straight. They're out here raping our women.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one. But anyway.
Well, he's on Law and Order, so basically every episode is just him going, so they raped them without their permission.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's still on there, I believe. I think so.
The cop killer guy is 20 seasons deep on his
Yes, the irony of a guy who made a song called Cop Killer and made a career playing a cop. Doesn't that show you, folks, that they don't have really morals? Anyway, we've got, again, just a singles tag team match. What?
Winner gets a green card, loser goes back to where they come from. Man, if I could get some footage like Ethan Page being deported back to Canada, that might swing my opinion on certain stances.
Oh, well, then I'm going to go for Dr. Wagner Jr. too.
Yes.
If that were the stipulation, I would. Javon Evans, Leon Slater versus Mr. Iguana and La Parka. Mr. Iguana has become a kind of a fan favorite with as a CMLL guy. Not CMLL, AAA, excuse me. AAA, I'm sorry. Yeah. CML's the other guys.
That's right.
And La Parka. I mean, it's La Parka. But this is just a regular tag team match, and you're probably not going to want your NXT guys to lose. So I've got Javon Evans and Leon Slater taking out Iguana and the Parka.
I think I've agreed with you on everything so far. So just for the sake of discussion, debate, whatever, making things interesting, I will go with Iguana and Parka.
All right. I mean, this is a tag team match, so neither one's losing anything by losing or winning here, really. So it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
I also disagreed with you on the Ethan Page match.
Kind of. I sort of changed my mind, but I was kind of joking.
Oh, yes.
So whichever one wins, I'll just say I picked them.
There you go.
There we go.
I like it.
There we go. Look at that. I figured everything out. But
for somebody who doesn't watch sports, you just figured out how to do sports radio rather effectively. So do with that information what you will.
Well, I could if I had to. Probably. Damn. Looks like we got another pretty quick show this week, Smart. Unless you got anything else? I think we got in about everything and anything, and I think we over talked about contracts and 1099s and shit like that. I hope I didn't annoy anyone with all the talking I did on that, but it's something I'm very, very familiar with. So I thought I had a little bit to say on it. Let me tell you something. Every time I quit a job and I know I got to do this bullshit non-compete thing, I do get upset. But it's my fault. My fault. So, all right. I'm not quite sure why Smart keeps doing that. I just think it feels good.
Yeah, a little bit. I like fidgeting with him.
All right. Well, we're going to let Smart continue fidgeting. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Smart, when is the Super Bowl on anyway?
Yeah, it's February this time.
Wow, it's late this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually February. It used to be January.
Yeah.
And for the longest time it was. I don't remember exactly when they made that change, but they extended the season, so it's an extra week. And been doing it in February. I don't know when that started, but the last, I don't know, good 10 years, if not more, they've been doing it in February. So
Everyone
it is what it is.
everyone is still complaining about the Bad Bunny thing. I got to be honest. I don't get it. Do, do you guys remember the song La Bamba that was huge?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
La Bamba, the Macarena.
Tamper with his plane. I understand the
No,
message.
I'm saying
Tamper with the plane.
I'm saying if Rammstein were playing, would we be getting this outrage? I wouldn't be outraged if fucking Rammstein was playing. I'd be listening, and they don't fucking sing in English. Fucking Jesus Christ! Who the hell understood the Macarena? No one.
Luke says February 8th. He would know better than I would because I'm just now understanding that apparently teams play football in January. I don't know anything about this playoff or Super Bowl. You see the logo there.
Maybe they got a late season. Who knows?
Yes.
But I just it's baffling to me that so many songs not in English have been very popular in the United States, but we're bitching about Bad Bunny. Okay.
Trina says, check out the Tits Archive. Episode 200 includes Smark and the Asian ladies singing the national anthem. That actually did happen. For some reason, we were playing Asian women singing the national anthem.
Well, then tell them where they can
I
find
don't
those.
remember why.
Come on, where?
It's on YouTube. Totally inappropriate. Team Sports. February, we'll be doing a Super Bowl. Watch along. I'm not sure everyone who's all going to be involved, but Luke and I for sure will be there. So check us out in February.
That'll be cool.
Fucking NBA season started. Bears are 4-2. My team's finally good after we stopped doing a sports show. Go fucking figure.
Well, anyway, go check that out, folks. Most definitely. On that note, I don't know. Yeah, I just the whole Bad Bunny thing is very baffling to me, and I know I'm my side is supposed to be upset about it. I don't give a shit. I think
somebody suggested doing a medley of like songs that were in the Madden video games, and I think that would be pretty cool. But maybe next year.
I don't know. Y'all keep bitching. They're gonna fucking take the halftime show away from us. Better watch it. They were like, you know what? Fuck everyone. We can't make anyone happy, so fuck the halftime show. You watch. They'll do an AI halftime show next year because everyone keeps fucking bitching. Because we can't have nice shit because people bitch and then it gets taken away.
Oh yeah. So Luke says, did you see the NBA news? Mass arrest, Rico match, fixing ring. Apparently, there's a fucking Terry Rozier. He's an NBA player with Boston Celtics. He got arrested for fucking sports gambling.
I did see that. People.
Chauncey Billups as well. He's the coach of the Portland Trailblazers. They both got arrested for sports gambling related infractions. Which is fucking crazy.
Throwing games, faking injuries, things like that. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But that's no, not my tribe. I would say the most Republicans are very mad about the halftime show. I can't bring myself to be upset about it because I like music. As I've said, Rammstein doesn't speak English. I love their fucking music. La Bamba was huge in this country. Love that fucking song. Not in English. Matter of fact, what's funny about that song is it was covered by Richie Valens, who actually did not speak a word of Spanish, but learned Spanish just for that song. Amazing, isn't it?
That's actually, I believe, a very similar story to the origins of Selena. Because from what I understand, she didn't really speak great Spanish at first when she like first started singing, and then she like sort of she did it like phonetically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can do that when you sing, and you can also do multiple takes until you remember the song. But yeah, Luke is saying the mafia were involved, and I saw that in that story right there with all the point shaving and everything. But yeah, they were faking. I saw injuries that were supposedly being faked by players that were telling other people that they were going to do it. And this sounds like.
Let me tell you what, though, because I will say this, not NBA related, but if the mafia is getting involved in rigging games, I feel a lot better about the Bears' chances for the rest of the season. Hell yes, brother.
Yeah,
I'm sure somewhere the Capone family is still in circulation. So let's get to work, boys.
They're in Miami. I hate to tell you.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Well, the Dolphins aren't doing shit this year.
Neil
so, I mean, something's
Neil
gotta
lives in South Beach.
happen. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
No, Neil Capone.
Oh, I
I
see.
may or may not have had dinner with him before.
Mm.
You decide. Anyway, I think we can wrap this bad boy up. You already told him where Tits was. Folks, I know.
We can certainly try.
What was that?
I said we can certainly try. We've been doing so for the last 10
I know.
minutes. And it hasn't worked yet, but now's the chance.
I've
Now's the time.
been so bad about doing Hollywood Hangout, folks, and I apologize, but I'm 2026 is going to be a little different. We'll be giving y'all some things going on in 2026 coming up in a little while here. We got plenty of time until then, plenty more shows to do. So until then, folks, enjoy your weekend. I have nothing to do this weekend. I am so happy. Anything for you, Smark? Any fun shit this weekend?
Football and horror.
There you go.
movies.
Football and horrors. I like it, Smark. No,
That's right.
football and horrors, not horrors. Wait, did I misheard? Well, folks, you know what? You decide. Football and horror or football and horrors. You decide which one Smark is going for this weekend.
I mean, depending on how well the football teams I bet on do, horrors might be.
I don't know. All I know is both sound like a good time. How's that sound? So, Smark, you enjoy. Chat room, you guys most definitely enjoy your weekend. And we'll be back here next Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube Wrestling Outlet. So that's it. We will see y'all next week. On that note,